Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast. Yesterday, I saw one of my friends, Okami Sky, playing. I'm on observation duty 7, and I decided that I needed to play that again. I've only seen the first level of it, so we're gonna see the next level of it at a minimum. Potentially just that level because it can take that long. Hello, Dorothea. Hello. Welcome. Let's check in with the kitties real quick. Let's see. You can see Sky's fluffy tail over there on the side on the canvas mat. And we can see Ember sitting in her spot. She's kind of loafed up. And Sammy is sitting in the play area. That's one of the spots that she'll trot over to and deign to allow me to scratch her head very briefly. Most other spots she'll dash away from, but she'll often go to that spot. And if I reach down, she'll kind of go up on her hind legs to head bump my hand. She's a little sweetheart. But yeah, observation duty today. And hey there, Dots. Hey there. We'll go on to camera 1 for his... Well, Ember has dodged. Where Mason is lurking. How strange. Mason is normally a reliable find here. Let's double check before we get into things. Oh, well, the minute I look away, there he is. Hello, Sammy. Hello. But for those that aren't familiar, observation duty is part of it's a bit of a small genre, but it is effectively... People equate it to things like Five Nights at Freddy's. The gimmick of them is to watch for differences. So as you look through the cameras, you are looking for things that have moved or similar. Some, but not all, have additional mechanics, things like what amounts to instant kill mechanics, where you'll just lose if you don't deal with them. This one especially, so a room might be consumed in a black void, or there might be a monster that if you don't notice it in time, it just ends the run. But looking through cameras, trying to last until the morning. Hello, Ember. Hello. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Should be fun. Should be fun. We are going to pause the music and turn on the sound. There isn't like music in the game, but there are audio cues. So we've played through the spa. I think we've seen everything that the spa has to offer, but I'm not sure. Observation Duty 7 is amazingly polished. It is everything that the prior ones were capable of, refined. So I am curious to see if we get a variety of things like invaders and events in the other levels as well. But we'll start with the apartment building, and you'll get to see some of the gameplay if you're not familiar. So first stage with all of this, hey look, kitty cat. First stage with all of this is to familiarize yourself as much as you can by looking through all the cameras and seeing if you can remember what everything is supposed to look like, because nothing changes in the first minute or so. This is a real busy one. Okay, so entrance, stairway, club, basement, storage, garage, Hey, Lore. It can be useful. I find it useful to occasionally recite what's going on. Dodds, we're playing Observation Duty 7. We are going to try to spot the differences. So sometimes I will be quiet, sometimes I will be muttering what I'm seeing and repeating what is supposed to be there in my memory. But we're very likely to lose this first round. Very, very likely. Sane. I wonder. Sometimes it's not clear if what you're looking at is wrong. Well, I'm coughing a lot, so I will have to periodically mute. I joke about this being one of the most amazing examples in self-gaslighting that you will encounter. Because you will start to think, hey, was that there before? I don't think that was there before, but it was totally there before. I wonder how that kitty cat is going to change. There is a concept called invaders in this game, and they are creatures that will appear. In the prior ones, they often would just hang out and be creepy or would jump scare you. And this one, they're pretty much all lethal if you don't notice them in time. Saying something. So that's the kind of scenario. Find what's different and identify it. There are targeted anomalies and there are generalized anomalies. So, like, something's going on with the whole room kind of stuff. These always blue? Maybe they were always blue. That's the kind of thing I mean there. Where, you know, was that always like that? And you eventually start to learn in a particular area that what is supposed to be there. But it's a iteration thing, a repetition thing, waiting for the wanted posters to change. Or something to be creeping up those stairs. So even if you don't see them, those things are changing. And if 4 of them are active at once, when the 4th one goes active, you lose. There will be a warning that appears when there's like 3 of them. And you start to really worry when it's quiet like this for this long, where you're not seeing the difference. We're at 1 o'clock. Goal is 6 o'clock. There are 3. If you spot something that you think is there, let me know. This is not a game where backseating is necessarily bad. I will say that no matter what, there's going to be some sort of stream delay. And I may not understand what you're talking about. That's an intruder. If you notice, the camera very briefly started to move. This cat was actually there before. It's been there the whole time. But if you see an intruder, if you look at them for too long, if you're on that screen for too long, they will end the run. Bottom left. Like here? Oh, messing with me. I see. That is Sammy. She is not as constantly lovey as Ember is, but she does get that way. Like, she will want lap time and intense scratches time. We're doing our first pass. Guessing takes time. You have to sit there and wait for it to validate your guess. And a big mechanic of the game is time. You only have so much. But we shall learn. Well, we've seen one of the invaders. That guy showed up in the spa as well. We have lost. We only fixed 2. Let's see. Something went missing in the club. This is actually new to 7, and I love this so much. It will tell you what the 3 objects were that you were overlooking. Not explicitly what it was. It's not like a pool cue was missing or something like that. Let's see. The stairway and image changed. I bet it was the wanted poster, and I just wasn't looking again. So something in the basement was swapped out, and something went missing in the club. Huh. Okay, so once again, we take a good look. Sure, we try to remember what everything looks like. Did the plant go missing? Trash bags, blue bike parts, red frame, red tricycle, boxes, plants, tires, oil, spilled oil, door, car. Door with hinges on the left. That kind of thing can change. Tipped bike, 2 bikes on the rack, cat on the dumpster. Open thing, pipe, light with a bee on it. Broom. So shortly into it, like this, you will start to get anomalies. You only have so much time to remember what everything looks like. But there are a lot of games like this. You know, they're not AAA front page stuff. But if you end up liking this, there's 7 of this title and several others. But I feel like Observation Duty does it best so far. The others tend to have, like, a neat gimmick to them, though. Things can even be moved slightly, like a chair will be pulled out. It's extra fun when you're there when it happens. Things can disappear or move while you're looking. Yeah, I got mentioned a lot as a person that likes these games and can do them more easily. Was this always like that? Wasn't that? No, it's they're little X things. You can see multiple of them are that way. I got mentioned multiple times. I did put a link to her stream as well. If you want to see somebody, oh, this got moved. That is a that chair had 3 soda cans, two in a little pair, and one by itself. Yeah, that should be right. Didn't recognize what that was, but that's like a boot scraper kind of thing. You run your shoe through it to get all the muck off before you go inside. Hopefully, the number of the balls on the pool table won't change. It constantly gaslights you. It is hilarious. A trick with dealing with the invaders is essentially to identify them, and then quickly look away. Do not let them stay on camera. Sometimes you can't look away. B. Yeah, it's not a common fixture that you see. Wait a minute. Are those backwards now? Maybe. Because the indentation on the left column is weird. Oh well. There's also a whole lot of extra differences in 7. So you don't get as many repeats. I only occasionally see them, and I actually see them for sale in stores, but I haven't seen them outside of stores very frequently at all. All right, we got 3 active. This changed. This used to be a tan mat under the flower pot. So that was that was the 3rd one to appear. There are still 2 more active. Wait. Isn't there a light over here? I guess not. Ford is there. Cone and Scooter. I mean, definitely feels like it's older because... Oh, a new third one. Okay, that aerial. The antenna on the TV, old timey adjustable antenna. That was new. That was an extra one. It can be very subtle things. Usually not minuscule things, but it's not like the position of a speck of dirt kind of stuff. Ooh, mugs, pair of soda cans. Pool cues, 16 balls, rack. It's always here. One light has the switch. Okay, yeah, though. Oh. Yeah, there wasn't a thing there. I don't know what the thing was, but it's an extra thing. Yeah. The position of, like, the bigger square is up, and then there's a little square under it. But I guess not. Huh. We're just barely keep staying in there. I don't know if that's the same thing, but that's a clock instead of a little hatch thing. Or try. Replacement. Yeah, that got swapped. We're doing. We're doing. We are gaming and such. Someday I will make my model that much more expressive. But in general, that is going to be startled most of the time. What else do we got? There's still at least one or two active. Oh. Hey, JD. Let's see. Something moved in the stairway. There was something changed about the lights in the entrance. And something was added to the club. The lights were the same way, but, you know. Identify. Ah, it was. There was a second ball rack here, which maybe isn't visible behind my ears, but, you know. Okay. This is going to be one of the trickier areas. There's just so much going on here. It's also rife with possibilities for somebody to creep up on you. How you doing today, JD? How is everyone doing today? Having a good weekend for those that this is actually like, you know, a weekend day off. Hey, Sky. This is the second level, the apartment building. We've already seen like red-skinned, you know, deep-fried spa guy. Ooh, grilled burgers and hot dogs. Dingy old apartment building. They always... The signs on the doors always like that? Maybe they were. Is there always that box there? It was. Just close your eyes, Sky. They can't possibly get you if you can't see them. See, this was different. This was different. What does it count as? This was reversed. I was mentioning, Sky, if you encounter the intruders in this, especially in this game, the trick is to click and identify that it's an intruder and then switch cameras. If it will let you. Because if you keep looking at them, they can kill you. Like how Spa Guy, the camera starts to zoom in on him. Same thing happened here. If it doesn't let you, you have to act extra fast. Pool Guy that got you there, you have to notice that he's there before he goes into his kill state. So I showed you screenshots of it before. You can see him hiding under the water. And I think he actually starts on the left of that room. Okay, okay. It reversed again. Is it movement? Yeah, okay. It counts as movement, not like image. This was like completely inverted. It's also amusing that objects sometimes react to you in trying to interact with them. I haven't seen the entirety of your stream, Sky, but there's one in the locker room that dodges you if you try to click it. Oh. Weird cat. That haunting meow and its stretchy neck. But yeah, the cat is always there. It's that the cat got weird. Long cat, but in a different way. The position of the lights in this one can make it tricky. There's some built-in camera glare. The first break, I have to remember to turn the lights off. Make it extra spooky. Like that painting on the wall might not have been there, but I'm not sure. Like one of the notable ones that you can't look away from is the receptionist in the spa. That's a special event kind of one. Well, we got 3. Take a pot shot here. Image manipulation. Nope. See a difference here. All thingies seem accounted for. Oh, I think this object got moved to the garage. Like it was right here. Is that vent always at the bottom of the door in the garage? I guess. Yeah, we are approaching failure here. That door seemed backwards to the others. Something was swapped in storage, something was swapped in the basement, and an image changed in the in the hallway. Again, we missed that again. It is. So, knob on the right, knob on the right, knob on the left. Tricky. So this can be moved or manipulated. The letters can be moved. There's also the possibility that this box here, the markings on it, could have changed. That picture was always there. Okay. Know what was replaced down here, or moved down here, or similar here. That this one is real busy. Hard to spot the difference. A relative grasp for what's in this one. Kind of a simple environment, though. If you look at some of the areas, you can see how they connect to each other. Like this blue elevator is in, I believe, the hallway and in the basement. That's how you get between them. clear what storage is connected to. That spill or whatever it is there. That seems different. Yeah. Weird cat was definitely unsettling. I wonder if that's storage, the other side of that window. It is the same kind of window. Hey, demon. Been doing well. Doing well overall. We're trying to get back into the rhythm fully here. Get some more streams going. Get some more of these games that we like to play going. Perhaps I will subject you all to nonograms again. Maybe I'll get ambitious and have a coding stream again this coming week. Okay, this was reversed again. The letters flip. The whole thing, like it's rotated upside down. Which is why it qualifies as movement and not manipulation or replacement or anything like that. Playing a spot the difference game. If you do see something, feel free to call out. I will try to notice and try to react accordingly. But forgive me if I react slowly. I gotta be a bit locked in. This boot scraper can move around. Everything seems same here. Sign. We really haven't found enough yet. I feel like there's at least one or two active already. Windows broken. See if we can spot them. There was a box here. Now it's like shreds of a box. Wasn't it? We'll loop back around. Gotta be right there. There's a box. Or maybe that was extra before, but I checked it. Confounding. Replacement, maybe. Oh, man. And now I doubt myself. Or there was a box there. Was it a box there because there wasn't supposed to be a box there in a prior run? We see a box elsewhere? It's there, right? Jumping at shadows, grasping at straws. There's absolutely a box here. There was a box here during one of the runs. You've got to believe me. Mail sticking out of the mail slot there. Settling building, creaky floors, those are things that you eventually get used to, but if you haven't encountered that, especially late in the night, that can be kind of creepy. Hmm. I keep forgetting to count the areas too. You can get camera malfunction, which can be like visual oddities, but it can also be that a room is missing. Three things are active. We aren't recognizing them at all. This is the third one. That red notice on the door. So there's still two left. Same number of balls, same number of cues, only the one rack. Was there always a blue can there? Guess so. Oh no. Oh, I don't like you. That's the horseman. He was a horse. ... Man. Meet the charger. There's an achievement for each of the intruder types to encounter them when you encounter them. That was one you can't look away from. Red Spa Guy is one that you can look away from, and you need to if you aren't fast enough. Like, you need to ID him and then look away to avoid the, pull in. Still at least 2 things live. Shadow. Person-shaped shadow here. Good call, Silent Night. You clearly noticed it before I did there based on chat delay. Also, hello, Silent Night. Welcome. Definitely not that floor mat there. Was there? Maybe a replacement? That's a guy. There's a guy there. There's a person right there. It's an extra object right there. All right, halfway. Bothers me. Bothers me so much. A key. Fixated on that. It's likely going to have been always there. It's like the missing box in storage. Thought there was a box here. All right, what do we got? Oh, we got 10 that time. Something went missing in the club. There was something added to the stairway. I was clicking on the car. I think the car was in a different position, the red car. There's always a cat on the dumpster, Silent Night. But the cat can get weird. There's a particular anomaly called weird cat when it's active. It starts to yowl and its neck gets all stretchy. There was an extra trash bag here. And something went missing in here. But I have no idea what it was. Okay. So the box's presence, the fact that there was a box here, was replacing the broken down box. Pandora, yes, we're playing Observation Duty 7. No, that wasn't what moved. But what was it? Yep, there's 7 now, and 7 is real good. They massively increased the quality in 7. You have a combination of directed anomalies. You also have generalized anomalies, like there is something wrong with the whole room kind of stuff. The intruders are much more engaging most of the time. And there's a bunch of ones in places specific to each location. I think we spent an entire stream just working on the first level once. Well, welcome back, Pandora. I have started to get all of my streams rolling again, so I might be more visible to some folks that lost track. Okay. Something moved around in here, and I don't know what it was. Ollie has come to snuggle up with Ember. I'm happy that they're getting along better now. I don't know. Were you around when Molly joined the crew? Okay, something has definitely changed and we are missing it. Molly is the 6th. She is the new youngest, and she is very playful and a bit derpy. She is also giving Sky a run for his money as far as being the resident troublemaker. Of all the cats, Ember was the most put out by her joining. Like, Ember was really up. What is that? That a dude? Or try. That's a thing. Oh, wait. Dead body. There we go. It was a corpse. Of course. Silly me. It wasn't apparent I was moving around trying to get a better look at it around the glare on the screen. We've seen a guy appear here. Stain under the car. Yeah, the early versions of observation duty had a real, definitely in a game, look to the environments. They definitely upgraded their graphics game here. There's still a surreal quality to some of the environments because of the clutter, like the sort of clutter. But at the same time, there are areas where the clutter makes a lot of sense. Like this hallway here, that kind of stuff. Might have just noticed that now. Little break in the chain link there. Uh, he's there. Like there's a shadow coming out of the door, but it might be a mat that was always there. Just like that one. All right, we have 3 of them active. Always like a grate. It's probably what it was all along, a grating there. Further boot scraping. um, One of the reasons this game works as a jump scare game is that it's like the nature of a find the difference is you are focusing very heavily on the environment. You're looking close, you're paying attention. So when a strange thing appears, like a suddenly moving thing, it can be very startling. There was something extra in the storage room, something was swapped in the basement, and something moved in the stairway. There are two missing person posters, one in the club room and one in the hallway. Exactly, Pandora. Just critter out of nowhere, and the invaders in 7 can be pretty intense. Something in here moved. Oof. Hello, Sky. So, like, this missing person poster is the same one that's in the hallway. Something got swapped out here. Maybe the clock swapped. Is one of the things is as you're focused to find things, you'll notice new details, and in order to progress in the game, generally it's as you notice those new details, you kind of absorb them and get used to their presence. So, like, now I know this one had the floor mat next to the skateboard. That was there. You know, it doesn't, but that would be kind of hilarious if I could get that rigged up, wouldn't it? If my if my heart there beat in time, acted as a BPM monitor. Hmm. Oh. Abyss in entrance. Okay, well that's what the abyss looks like. A rift. The old abyss is more of is called a rift in this one. It's kind of an expanding distortion bubble. Whereas the abyss in this one is more of like the interior out is dissolving. Time is flying. Normally, I try to take a break right around when Twitch ads would appear. So we mitigate what could be missed. But oh well. The movement of the cat can definitely throw you off when you arrive here. The cat can be an anomaly, but isn't always. Nanotype, Pandora. I am the proto Nanotype. And I just noticed that my model is off center. That's weird. Yeah, we're going to have to fix that. That bothers me greatly. Look at that. Look at that. There's space beneath me. What is this nonsense? Broadcast is all wonky. Yeah, there's definitely a cutoff there. What's going on? Well, that's extra weird. Ah, I see what happened. Yeah, I see what happened. Okay, how to fix. Okay. We are trying to fix something in the stream here. It bothers me. Yeah, that's a problem. I think that might be working. Now it's a little big. Yeah, I think I know what happened here. Is when it's like this, it's emitting wrong. You know, which is annoying that that it do that, but I know why it's doing that. So we need to get the proportions right on this in order to make it work correctly. Yeah, that's entirely wrong. To make work. I think that might be good. I think it's working now. What do you think, folks? Okay. Yeah, seems to be functional. So part of the issue is VTube Studio presents the feed in the proportions of the window that it's in. So I ended up changing the proportions, but the problem is that the screen that it's on has its taskbar set to auto collapse, or does not have its taskbar set to auto collapse, which means when it is full screen, it it doesn't actually end up being full screen. It's slightly truncated at the bottom, which is annoying. Which is why we had that gap at the bottom. The more you know. All right, so having fixated on that for a little bit, but if we okay, well there's our 3. So ideally we can find 3 things in quick succession and get back to a nice healthy 0 state. But I think it more likely that we're just going to lose outright very shortly. As one does in this game. Whoop. Intruder. So as soon as I marked him, the intruders tend to react to you interacting with them. So as soon as I marked him, he noticed us and he turned and looked, and the camera starts getting pulled in. If you stay looking at him, there is a chance that you will lose the game, depending on how. Actually, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if you can actually lose, but it'll get weird. Like the camera twists and pulls in towards him. There's one in the spa that hides in one of the pools. Like, he starts in the left, gets in the pool, swims over to the right, under the water. Like, progressively, like, steadily moving that way. And if you don't notice him, his last stage is he climbs out of the pool, climbs up the wall, and rips the camera down. Extra object. Stuffed in mail slot. All right, that's 2, but it was long enough that we might already be back to 3. At least one of the invaders has a mechanic like Huge Man in one of the earlier games, where you'll clear it the once, and then if you return, you clear it and you look away. If you look back, it's still there and the position changed. So you have to like double tap it. Yeah, we've got to be back to 3 by now. But these are fun, as the amount of time that has passed might indicate. It's engrossing. You can just, do. Yeah. That was kind of inevitable. I should have looked at what we missed, but oh well. I clicked in too much haste. Yeah, one of the things that 7 adds is it tells you what the report would have been to clear the object that was different in the for the 3 things that you missed. So if like there was an object missing, if you would have had to do an object missing report in here, it would say, object missing in club room. There's also a hard mode to this. Which we are not playing currently. Scratches on the floor. An extra object or manipulation? Extra object, okay. Ideally, that's the first one. And we're back to 0. But that's a new one. We haven't, in all the tries we've done, we haven't seen that one yet. There are a lot of variations. Apologies if I get quiet. Focus. So you've encountered 3 intruders and 1 dead body. We had the horseman in the basement. We had the red guy. at the door, we had whatever the person hiding in the storage room was. They didn't seem to get a name when we ID'd them. I don't know that Weird Cat really counts. It's not flagged as an intruder. It is a location-specific one. There's the TV aerial. So, right there, I report it, and immediately the TV goes staticky. That's an extra layer of jump scare that they include, is that you might notice something's different, and as soon as you point it out, an additional difference happens. When you are very likely looking right at that thing. Which means the click and hold mechanic has an extra layer of trickiness. I don't know if that's manipulation or if it's one of the area conditions. Smoke. The bottom of the list can sometimes have specific, like instance-specific callouts. We're getting some softball anomalies here. Simple ones, as it were. Creak, creak. Yeah, let's see, we had a body here before. Get a stain or a shadow. Had abyss out here. All these chairs have been turned, all the chairs in the room have turned to face the camera. As in, if there were people in those chairs, they'd be staring right at you. Isn't that neat? There was another decent Spot the Difference game. I think it was called Para Eyes. And for its intruders, one, they were really fond of the double tap mechanic. Whether it be immediate or subsequent. But each map had a particular intruder to it. There was the doctor in the asylum and like a Yeti kind of thing at the campsite. And there were numerous ways each one could appear or travel around. That one was pretty good. There have been some that are... Night Watcher had a interesting gimmick with the room that the camera operator is in was part of it. Like, you sometimes had to look away from the monitors and check if a monster that is stalking you got into the room or not. That creature kind of acting like a timer on the game, since you can only scare it away so many times. But its anomalies were much more limited. There were a lot of clear this is an asset that we have and we're reusing it kind of anomalies. But it also had some real good ones. There's a sequel to Night Watcher called Night Watchers that is a multiplayer game with some similar vibes to this in that it's finding anomalies, but also some demonologist vibes in the way that people are moving around finding them. All right. There's definitely extra things active, at least one extra thing. We're probably approaching 3 soon. Cheers. Tricky, tricky. Yep. Hit 3. This was the third one. So there's 2 other things than this. And this was the freshest one. So there are 2 things that we have been overlooking several times. Is that broom there before? It was. Sad. The exit arrow is pointing towards the ceiling. All right, we should be down to 1. Pay more attention to the signs. So observe the sign's importance. It's different. What's different? It seems like a very peaceful game, doesn't it? It's kind of a... It's got the feel of a hidden object game when you're first poking at it, but every now and then it jumps out and bops you on the nose. Definitely approaching failure here. Something that I don't know what it is. It's something we're completely overlooking. object. Might be a fresh 3 there. So bias time, but there's definite that's a 3. That was a 3. So there's still 2 that we need to identify. Is that kid's bike always there? Hey there, Sneeze. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, if you want to join in, feel free to, one way or another. Or don't. However you want to participate. There's a lot of pairs of mugs here. Shot in the dark. Shot in the dark. I'll need to take a closer look at the mugs next time around. Extra object in storage. Something was swapped in the basement, and something got moved in the club. Tricky. Okay, trike was always there. We have the pair of bikes. Lights, cat, dumpsters. Broom, box, skateboard, trash. Scooters. I suspect that was Ember sitting there. When she's loafed up, she may look chubby, but she is actually tiny and skinny. That camera is just real close. Looks seem like they were in place. Oof. Definitely within territory where the anomalies can be showing up now. It's footprints on the ceiling. Bloody footprints. Camera 1 immediately jamming. If it wasn't jammed, you would have seen Sky walking past Molly. Switch to a more stable camera. I'm trying to figure out the logistics for swapping camera 1 out. It is unreliable. Right. Found one, but it's taken us long enough that I feel like there's probably another. I suspect there's a semi-randomized internal clock for them to trigger, and the trick would be figuring out at what frequency is the minimum for them to appear, so that you would know for sure. Hi, buddy. There's a guy peeking around behind there. I wonder if he's one of the ones that if you wait too long, he'll move around. That makes sense. 15 minutes is about the time before the first one appears. Do you enjoy this genre, or is it just this particular series, Sneeze? That question applies to everybody, actually. You like these spooky spot the difference games, or is it just observation duty in particular? I find that observation duty is my favorite of them. I feel like it's the best of them, you know? Oh, no body. I think chance that we're missing like trash on the floor in some of these places. Okay. Board is flipped. I feel like Observation Duty 7 is the one with the most legs of all of them. Figuratively, and there are probably a lot of severed legs. um, the there's just the environments are so rich without feeling artificially cluttered, and like the way that the invaders engage with you is so interesting. It feels a lot more active than just a particularly weird, out of place object. Always useful that if you're targeting something and you're not sure what it would be, is to look at the last option, because that last option can be contextual. Like if what you're looking at is completely out of the ordinary, there will be special options. Like particular invaders can sometimes have a special option. Again, a bit of a sort of the same mechanic that was introduced with Huge Man back in the early observation duty. We've probably still got at least one active. Feel like we're kind of hovering at 2. So easy to overlook that mail slot when it gets filled up. Welcome back. Yeah, we only had the guy peeking in the basement. Only the guy peeking in the basement that was through. All the chairs facing the camera. One of the fun things with these is, in addition to the intruders, there are other things that change that indicate that the anomalies or the presence behind them is aware of you. It is aware that there is somebody watching them through the cameras. And that adds some edge to the behaviors that they incorporate. Because some of the intruders attack the camera. Some of them just like notice the camera when you spot them. But things like the rotated chairs, you know. The more you play this game, or just this kind of game, Sneeze, the more that happens. I think where you start to like memorize them. You know, you learn the environment and you learn what things can change. So when they've changed, they jump out at you better. Like, there's more tires in that stack. No? Okay. The tire moved. Like, this tire was moved on top of the stack. And sometimes it's learning what it wants to call a particular thing, because there's some where it's a bit fuzzy. Extra garbage bags. Hey there, Colin. Welcome. And you say there was a guy? Around the dumpsters. Let's see if we spot him. Because we got the kitty cat still. I wonder if we're going to see a guy peeking out the window. Or the door, really. That was an interesting thing that could happen in some of the games. Was all of the rooms existed in a single environment. It wasn't that there were a series of independent rooms, it was they were points of view within a single map. So sometimes you could see you could see something that existed in another area. Um, this was a red car. And now it is once more. Oh, weird cat. Look at him. He's all wiggly. That's one with a contextual menu option called Weird Cat. How's your day going, Colin? Having a good one? There is some aspect of the club room that we need to be paying attention to that we aren't. We're overlooking. It's either missing or replaced. There was a TV there. I get that feeling. Sometimes it's like, oh man, could use a tech upgrade. But with the way the processor market, especially the graphics processor market, is, it's really daunting. White mugs, soda cans. Posters seem the same. Signs are pointing in the right direction. Yeah, signs are pointing in the right direction. Same sign at the end. Trash seems to be in the right place. Glad we spotted the TV. That was a new one. 3 cans, smushed can. Are you starting to run into compatibility or just performance issues there, Colin? Or is it merely the perception of needing an upgrade? Hmm. It's like the sheer number of anomalies they've added now. Oh. You are a disappointment. Useless. Okay, so I expect that's a that is a report the room one instead of trying to click him. Oh, nice callback. Nice callback. Return of Huge Man. Huge Man, even with the exclamation points. Excellent. One of the images changed in the stairway. and in the basement. So I think something in the signs and those hallways were different. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Okay, it is about time for a break. I'm not going to start one just yet. Start another run. So I'm going to. Well, we're going to quickly break. As much as I'd like to wait for Twitch ad time to trigger. We're going to get up, move around. I'm going to turn off some of the lights in the room, both for atmosphere and to reduce glare. Uh, so some of the kitty cameras are going to get dark. Sherbet's getting some chin scratches. Maybe I'll take a moment to give the kitties a treat and cause a swarm during the break. But I will be right back, folks. Continue a brief break here. Oh, that might not work after all. You can see the twitchy delay in the model because it's having trouble seeing. How can we mitigate? How can we mitigate? Don't know if I have any alternate lights. All right, one moment. We'll try to fix this again. All right, sadly not an option for the time being. A couple of other things here. We should be good. We should be good. Okay. I'll have to figure out some other lighting solution. So one of the treats that I like to give them, they're churros. They're like little. I refer to them as a meat go-gurt. It's like, chicken paste or something like that in a tube. All of them except Sky just love those. Sky does not like them at all. He does not care. He prefers like crunchy treats, which I also give them. And I attempted to evade the Twitch ad break, but you know. All right, let's get back to it. Come on, come on. Keep our eye out. Keep our eye on the images on like the box on the pin board there. Same here. It's interesting to find out that cork, the stuff on cork boards and the like, is from a very limited portion of the world. Like, very, very limited. And is harvested in a protracted process from a type of tree. A lot of neat things like that. Stuff that you take for granted that is really that it's really common and accessible, when it turns out that there is a that it is purely through relatively intensive labor that that substance is so ubiquitous. But by nature of where it comes from and labor practices in that area, it still somehow remains inexpensive. A lot of fruit harvesting ends up going that way. Okay. Wonder if that padlock ever goes missing. Like these padlocks. That'd be a subtle one. Okay, this is probably our first then. So we're probably holding it 0. Definitely, totally. Also waiting for the number of these balls to change one of these times. So much focus, you know? Quickly. Turn up the ambiance a little bit. The ambient sound. Just for atmosphere, you know? Though oddly, it's coming through more to me than apparently to you guys. I'm sorry, you guys more than me. Let's try messing with that a little further. I know there are audio cues in some of the areas, so I don't want to miss that. At least there have been. All right. Definitely overlooking something by now. Definitely. Board is flipped. Was inverted? They aren't. Okay, well, detail I have now become aware of. Though not necessarily internalized yet. That was replaced, though. That is like normally a little venti looking thing. Those bulbous X's. TV is still present. Dude is not peeping on us. Corpse, no extra metal thing. No shadow. Lights are still in place. Cat acting normal. Letterbox stuffed. When it should not be. And for those being subjected to ads, instead of allowing you Twitch to apply them whenever it wants, including at startup, they happen pretty much on the hour-ish. That shouldn't leak like that. That is probably going to void their warranty. Shouldn't get, blood in your elevator vents. That was a new one. That was a new one. It's interesting how many times in a row you can play while still encountering a new one now and again. Like, there are common ones, like the letterbox, this being flipped, the moving, boot scraper. Yeah, it's pretty much they appear within 5 minutes of starting, because I can't make it appear on start. And the ads appear on the hour after that. Which means that when people join the channel, they aren't immediately hit by an ad. Ads on Twitch are kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, but putting them on a regular schedule, I feel, is the better option. TV aerial. Static. Thing in place. Pay more attention to the junk by the bike frames in the storage. Hello, Sammy. Ember comes for pets. She wants to climb up on your and be kind of held by it like a baby against your shoulder. Abyss in the club. See there, that one's not clickable. You have to call out that it's there. You say there's an abyss in the club. That is, the report button pattern is like a majority of the games. And right now that's reserved for things that are happening in the room as a whole, as opposed to them being something that you're pointing out that thing is missing. A thing that should be there. Like, that thing is a weird cat when it gets weird. Okay, finally. We spotted it. The face on the missing poster changed. Kind of lost all its facial features and went monochrome. Doing better. John Doe, it can be a horror game. There are particular elements. There are creepy elements, like the environments are, like, looking at them, they can be a little bit unnerving. And some of the things you see are horror adjacent. There can be dead bodies, blood, that sort of thing. And there's something called an intruder, which are creepy creatures that can appear. Generally, there's not a lot of gore, and it's not a, the monster is chasing you kind of game. But the core mechanic is spot the difference. Things can change as time goes on, and you need to identify what has changed. Which lends itself... Oh, there's that body. Yeah, it's not that you're trying to keep an eye on where the animatronics are. It's, in this one, if the equivalent of an animatronic shows up, that is very out of the ordinary. And in this iteration, in 7, that is a cause for alarm. You need to deal with that quick. So, like, this kitty cat is normal right now. The kitty cat can get strange. Like, the kitty cat is always there. But keep an eye on the kitty cat. It sometimes is different. Which is also true of the cat cam in the lower left corner. Okay, we don't have our peeper. Well, the objects seem present. Shadow, no extra stain, no body. Lights seem right. Junk seems right. Bloody footprints. See big bloody footprints going down the ceiling there. Into the basement. Hard to tell if it's meant to be camera distortion, but it looks like there's some water damage on the top edge of the wall there. The paint bulges a bit. Seems present. We're almost halfway there. The goal is to get to 6 a.m. Tires in place, no extra doodads. Hey there, Alt. The CCTV element is there. The big goal of this game is spot the difference. You need to identify what has changed and how in each of the scenes. Like, this notice wasn't there. There are hostile creatures that can appear. They are very out of the ordinary. They're not a common thing, but there's something that you have to deal with quickly, since they are generally run enders. Like, there's one called the Horseman that can appear here. It's a distinct possibility. This game has this series. Oh, there he is. Peeper. See if you can just see his head there. I don't know if he's a lethal one or just a creepy one. I wonder if he becomes lethal if you miss him and rotate around again. I've seen at least one that does that, is if you don't notice it when it's been there several times, it becomes a problem. There's same images, same. No extra stuff in the mail slot, no extra trash cans. Just keep your eye on that cat. It's not an uncommon event. There's a relatively common event associated with it. Yeah, the dumpster cat. Right. Seems like the grading is still there. Yeah. That is text. There is red lettering on that box. But was that always there? It was not. It looked like it was written. I think it looked like it was the name of the studio behind the game. So keep your eye on that cat. Rack mugs seem to be right. So does the counter. Images there seem right. So does that. Chairs are in the right position. Sign is right. Signs are the same. So does garbage boxes. Junk. Sort of likely a heating apparatus. Seems right. We are approaching. Oh, wait, extra garbage bags? Pile looks a little bigger than it should. Yeah. John Doe, sometimes the thing that kills you is a jump scare. The basic ending can be startling if you're not ready for it. It's kind of a staticky, so there's a particular sort of screen that appears when you lose with a particular sound. So because you'll be so focused for looking for something, to look for something, it can come out. It can come out surprisingly, but many of the invader losses are jump scary. But not in a, thing pops in from off camera kind of stuff. Well, John Doe, over on the widescreen format, somebody is asking if you've played a game called Forsaken. And if you folks are curious, I do have 3 streams active at once to Twitch and twice to YouTube. Oh! Here's an invader. So the sudden noise, its weird appearance. Also, did you see how the camera was pulling in? If you don't act fast enough, that is usually a lose condition. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Forsaken, Dodds. And Alt. The game does not ring bell. John Doe said that they played Forsaken. Same. Nothing there. Can't see anything there. Oh, the chairs. All the chairs turn to face the camera sometimes. That's one of those indicators that shows you that the anomalies or the thing behind them are aware of you, of the watcher. That's scary. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought that box was supposed to be there. There was a round where I was convinced that the box was supposed to be there. Something in the basement, you say? Box of books, file folders, junk. Extra. I think that second light's normally there. Yeah. Huh. Oh. Oh, I see it now. Thanks, Sneeze. Can't believe I overlooked the box. I was fixated on that box for a bit. Oh, weird cat. Weird cat. Oh, extra ball rack there. I've been waiting for that one to come back around. Oh, we are getting close. We are We are getting into ramped up territory. It's manipulation. I think I hit replacement. Manipulation in that something is messing with the intercom. Or using it, you know. Same trash bags, no extra mail. Chairs, books. Things on wall, signs. Mugs seem right. This might be apparent. There are a lot of little things that I'm still not sure of. Little details that haven't sunk in yet. Hey there, Tech. Welcome. I think I was starting to mention it, but I do have 3 streams going, so if I seem to be talking to somebody you can't see, that'll be why. Widescreen and tall format on YouTube, and then on a widescreen on Twitch. I do not have chat on screen because people cannot be trusted to behave. Books changed. But yes, Tech, welcome. Oh, it looks like these books, like a book like this, was added to the pile down there. I think they're going pretty well for me, Tech. I'm having a good day revisiting this. A friend of mine was playing it, and it kind of inspired me to pick it back up. I don't know precisely when I stopped the on-screen chat, but there were a couple of incidents with hostile raiding. And just generally antagonistic people that would pop in. And since I don't have anybody I can expect to be I don't have a sufficient number of moderators I trust. So I can't do full filtering on text. Is this always here, this doormat? I suppose it was. Ah, we were close. We were very close. Something went missing in the club room. One of the doors was messed up in the stairway, and there was something extra in the garage. Okay, how we doing? Yeah, we've got time for at least one more. I know this doorknob is weird because it's on the other side of the door from all of the others, but there could have been something else here. Okay. Right here, this gray thing was missing. So that was the missing object here. Don't know what was added in the basement, but it could have been any number of things. We'll have to try to pay more attention. This whole space is tricky. It's just so cluttered. That's probably our first one. The boot scraper moved to the opposite side. It can actually, there seem to be multiple positions here that the boot scraper can be moved to. Okay. All right, good to know. I have seen this gray thing missing a couple of times. I just never understood that it was missing. Each intruder seems to have kind of their domain in the map so far. Red guy is at the entrance using the door. Whatever the chattering thing was is in here. Horseman seems to be in here. The peeping guy seems to be here. Thanks for the follow, TechBat. Staying under the car. I know there was something with the lights in the entryway that we missed once. I don't know what it was, but we missed it. Okay. Shadow. Something must have popped up behind the app because I got a focus loss for when I tried to switch cameras. Person-shaped shadow in the garage there. Person-shaped shadow in the garage positioned such that the individual casting that shadow would have been below or behind the camera. Okay. Cans, 3 folders, 3 steps of boxes, 2 boxes in the pile. Doors, no clock. Don't worry. I mean, it's if you're concerned that your chat is being flooded by an alternate conversation, then feel free to raise the concern. But it's not really a problem here, or you're not making it a problem. I've only encountered very limited circumstances where we've had to ask people to cool it in chat. All right, we're definitely missing something by now. Definitely missing something by now. Feel free to chime in, TechBat. This is a game where frankly, backseating is welcome. I do not require it, and if you'd rather see if I find it, that's just fine too. I see it now. I see it now. Cool. It's a very nice crate now instead of a box. Oh, no, it's just a different kind of crate. Okay, okay. Well spotted. For those not familiar with how the game works, differences accumulate over time. Things will move around, change, creatures will appear. And the game continues as long as there are only 3 or fewer differences active. As soon as a 4th one appears, you lose. Oh, that's an abyss. Abyss being a slowly expanding, jagged shadow. Or ball of darkness, you know. First time we've seen that one appear in storage. Last 2 times it was at the entryway, I believe. Here. Seem like anything is here. Oh, no, that sign's flipped over. Left to right and top to bottom. All right, 30% through. Not feeling too bad about it. We're finding things, we're doing stuff. This tire got moved. Normally, this top tire is down beside the rest of the stack. Let's rotate it back around. I think you might mean the basement hallway. In this hallway, this door is closed, and this door is open. And this window is normally not broken. Don't have our peeper. But one of the jokes I have about this game and this genre in particular is you start to gaslight yourself when you're playing it. You constantly ask, is that, was that always there? Was it always that way? Isn't something missing, you know? And I think that's a big call out with the game is like the core gameplay centers around the idea, like the lore behind it is that there are weird things happening, changes in reality. Like the trike has turned into a tiny bike here. But in playing the game, in trying to identify what those are, what you're starting to do is doubt what was actually real. Like that wasn't there, that moved or something like that. You start to wonder what was actually reality in it. John Doe, are you referring to shipping in the fandom creating asserting or creating romances, or are you referring to like delivery of packages? Contextually, it would seem that you are referring to the fandom element. My take on shipping is that it gets creepy when there are real people involved. When it's fictional characters, whatever you want. But when they're actual people, things can get a bit creepy. It's also a problem when people get combative about it. Yeah, minors as well. People can take that. Chairs moved. People can take fandoms too far. The in communities where shipping is like incredibly common, you can actually get people get real intense about their beliefs and their denial of other beliefs. So you can get the, so and so would never ever do that, and you're wrong and a terrible person for thinking it. That kind of combative. Great things still there. Images seem right. Shelves look correct. Things there. Door. Car seems right. Cat still present. Lights seem correct. No extra bicycle or different bicycle. Scraper, no smoke, no blood, no sign differences. Feels like we're missing something now. Use ball. Q sharpener thing. Trike, window, both TVs. Text. Red text. Okay, we've got to be sitting around 2 here, since we haven't gotten warned yet. Oh, red man. You have fun, sir. You can also see Red Man in the spa. I am familiar with Dead by Daylight, Alt. I like the imagery. I like some of the kind of the vibe of the lore. And I like the idea of the game, but I feel like the execution of the game needs work, which they will never do. I feel like it was a missed opportunity to make the mechanics and objective of the level tailored to the killer and not generic. You know, like generators. You know, for example, for Pinhead, they included the lament configuration, but it's just a gimmick of the character and not related to the objective. Blood out of the intercom thingy here. Asymmetric games in general, Dead by Daylight, Evolve, Natural Selection, there is a huge amount of possibility in them, a lot of potential, but I don't think we've really seen somebody stick the landing. Semi-related, I really liked the modern remake, new version of Hellraiser. I thought that was really good. I definitely liked it better than the original. I also feel like the ending of the original is largely a matter of the times and because they didn't think they were going to make it into a series with, you know, more lore behind it. Don't know what that thing is. I can't really see it very well, but there is a thing that can appear right here. I played a bit of Genshin on stream, and I stopped playing for the same reason I stopped playing Warframe. And that's that after a while, the you should give us money aspects became too prevalent for me. Like, do you have to? No, but it becomes clear that the game is trying to get you to do it. Like they're pushing you. And I don't like that feeling. I feel... Now, I loved the lore in Warframe. I feel like it started to go in a direction that was kind of odd. Like they were starting to sidestep and retcon a little bit. Early on, I didn't mind because the early lore of Warframe was very limited. Oh, you're new. Oh! Hello. Granny got moves. I didn't see what her name was. Particular invaders have names. You get achievements for encountering them. Oof. The inability to click her initially, I block clicks, and I go for the report button, and she comes flying in from the other side. That was excellent. Well done, game. Well done. Sign, symbols, no letters, stuff. We will be wrapping up after this run, win or lose. Looking like lose, but we'll see how we do. We need to find one in the near future, or it's pretty much guaranteed a loss. Oh, weird cat. He's all wiggly. It's been fun to play this. We're probably going to do it a little bit. A little bit more in near future. We're definitely going to weave some more of this into our schedule along with 100 line. Extra letters stuffed in mailbox. No, mail slot. Camera 1 is misbehaving. The great thing is there. It's not missing. It's still there. Sign, books, things. There's gotta be something wrong. Gotta be something still. So close, and yet death approaches. Death approaches. Ah, too bad, too bad. Something was moved in the club room, something was added to storage, and something was missing from the entrance. Good times, though. Good times. Oh, wow. Oh. I'll have to figure out how to tweak the sound in that game a little more so I can hear it better. Without having to turn up my headphones. Ow. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I'm glad Sky played that a little bit and reminded me how fun those can be. So yeah, we're gonna play some more of that. I want to clear all of those levels. Probably never gonna get around to hard mode with them, but I do want to clear those levels. I want to see all of them. See all the characters that show up, like the creepy old lady. Who was? Let me see. What was she called? Who was the old lady? The old lady was the hag. Her achievement is called Voice of an Angel. Yep, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up. So I don't have them scheduled yet. I don't know if we're going to do one tomorrow, but at a minimum, the next stream is going to be the 100 line again. And we'll go from there. I want to do some 100 line. I want to do more of Observation Duty 7 here. And we'll see if I get ambitious enough to get the coding rolling again. You had a question? Oh, yeah, we've still got some time to chat. Plenty of time. I do want to make sure that we have time at the start and end in order to chat with folks, you know? Am I going to do more devlog streams? Yes, I do want to do more devlog streams. I've been kind of stalled on a new file loading system as far as getting the data in the game. I think I have a pattern that will work. But now to do it, I had to get some extra software going for that. We're going to change from pure JSON to a delimited spreadsheet file with generated JSON. It'll be neat, totally. But then we can get rolling with it. I also have some conceptual ideas for how the gameplay will work. Just some thoughts on it. Should be neat. Should be neat. Yeah, I am planning on getting the playlist set up again. Some of the playlists will be lost to time, especially the all of the shorts all the time ones. But I do want to get some of the playlists, especially for like the game dev and some of these longer running games. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, folks, but I hope you had a good time watching with us today. If you like what you saw and would like to see more, remember to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff on the various platforms. It does help the channel grow, helps the videos be visible. If you'd like to consider financially supporting the channel, you can do so through subscriptions, memberships, things on the platforms, as well as Patreon, Coffee, and Throne. Links are in the descriptions and profiles. We do have emotes set up on Twitch and YouTube. That kind of thing. But with that said, I hope the rest of your day is good, and I'll see you next time.